The arms race for information has gone upstream. Hedge funds buy satellite imagery to count cars in Walmart parking lots before earnings. Citadel pays Robinhood for order flow to see trades before they hit the market. And so finally, let's step back and remember Warren Buffett's original bet. He wagered that doing nothing would beat all this sophisticated trading. How is that possibly true? In the 1960s, a young economist named William Sharpe was studying portfolio theory when he had a revolutionary insight. His one big idea was to look at old traders collectively as one entity. First, realize that every investor is essentially voting with their money on what the market should look like by putting their dollars into some combination of stocks, whether it's all in one stock or spread across hundreds. And so if you pause time at any moment and add up what everyone has their money in, you actually get a single collective portfolio, which Sharpe called the market portfolio. And if you simply buy this market portfolio, you capture something remarkable, the collective result of everyone's wisdom. And so while traders pay to constantly change or reallocate their portfolio, deciding what to own and how much to own, to the market portfolio holder, it's just different slices of the pie growing and shrinking as they exchange value with each other. Market portfolio holders get this ongoing reallocation for free. It's like a living organism, always evolving to perfectly match the state of the world at each moment. And Sharpe's big insight is the market portfolio is the average of everyone's holdings, so it must deliver average performance. But since it pays no fees and everyone else does for every trade, it automatically beats the average after cost and gets better and better over time because costs eat away at traders' profits. And John Bogle turned this insight into the index fund in 1976, a way for anyone to own the whole market by holding all 500 stocks in the S&P 500 in proportion to their market value. And so your holdings get automatically updated every time new information gets injected to the market. The results were stunning. Since 1976, Bogle's original index fund has beat roughly 90% of funds.
Jack Bogle has probably done more for the American investor than any man in the country. Jack, could you stand up? It wouldn't have happened without him. The truth is it was not in the interest of the investment industry of Wall Street. It was not in their interest actually to have the development of an index fund, the index fund, because it brought down fees dramatically.
And this is why Warren Buffett could make that bet against his own life's work. He understood every time you make a trade, you have a chance of being wrong. And active investors have to keep guessing. They're like running a marathon and might fall when they're wrong.
I've personally gone bankrupt, lost everything I had, and had to borrow from friends 3 times in 9 years that I've been in the business. Where I'd go sit in the park and just sit there and just go, I can't believe this. You know, this is the end. This is the end of my life.
The index fund never falls. It just keeps creeping forward in the race. And since fees don't slow it down, it gradually drifts towards the front of the race. And so once you invest in the index, you literally have every trader on earth working for your money 24/7. That's why Buffett's bet continues to win. It's the most important idea in finance.
Imagine yourself back on March 11th of 1942, that at that time you had invested $10,000, in effect bought the S&P 500. I want you to think how much money you might have now. And now that you've got a number in your head, let's go to the next slide and we'll get the answer. You'd have $51 million. And you wouldn't have had to do anything. You wouldn't have to understand accounting. You basically just had to make one investment decision in your life.
It turns out the secret to winning in the most sophisticated game on earth is refusing to play.
If you follow that, of course, there's one problem, buddy. Your friendly stockbroker would have starved to death.